thesis, all you need to know. So in this video, we're going to look at just exactly what a thesis is. We're going to look at the connection between Count Dracula and a chicken foot to a thesis. We're going to figure out how you can create a thesis, and then we're going to look at where does a thesis go in an essay. So a thesis is a roadmap. It tells the reader how you have organized your ideas. Just as a map helps you know where you're going when you're taking a trip, a thesis helps your reader to know where your ideas are going so that when they're reading things, everything is more likely to make sense to them as they read. So with a thesis, your reader has nothing to worry about. They know exactly where you're going with your information. So this is how I remember what a thesis sentence is. Remember Count Dracula from Sesame Street? I put on my best Count Dracula voice and say,
"This is what I'm going to write about sentence."
It's silly, I know, but it works. So now down to the important stuff. How do you create your thesis? So you're going to need two things in order to create your thesis. You're going to need your prompt and a chicken foot.
Seriously? A chicken foot?
Yes, a chicken foot. Let me show you what I mean. So let's start off with our prompt. The Byzantine Empire is known for its contributions to cultures throughout the world. In a well-written essay, discuss the most important contributions that the Byzantines have made to society. Notice that the first part of the prompt really doesn't tell us to write anything. It's kind of a warm-up to get our brain cells ready to hear the directions for the writing prompt. The second part of the prompt really tells me what I have to write. I have to discuss the most important contributions that the Byzantines have made to society. Right there, that's what I need to write about, and that's where the words that I'm going to need for my thesis are. So now I make my chicken foot. Then I put the words from the prompt on the leg of the chicken foot. That might be all that I need for my thesis. But the feet are on my chicken foot in case I have 3 more points for each of my 3 body paragraphs that I want to also add to my thesis. So now I'm going to take those words and turn them into the beginning of my thesis by putting that on the leg of my chicken foot. I'm going to say the most important contributions that the Byzantines have made to society were. Now that's not a complete sentence, but see, the chicken foot isn't done. I'm going to be adding later on 3 things that were the most important contributions, and that will then complete my thesis. But before I even begin to write, I don't have to know what those are yet. I can just leave it like this until I've decided what those 3 most important contributions were. Maybe they'll be the people, their government, their inventions. There's a lot of things that I might find from my research, and then I'll add those on my chicken foot. But for right now, I'm just going to leave my thesis like this. When I've figured out what I'm going to put in those 3 body paragraphs, the 3 contributions that I thought were the most important, then I will add them. So now, where does your thesis go in your essay? So you wouldn't start off a trip without a map. And so your thesis, because it's your roadmap for your essay, should be in your introduction. The best place to put your thesis is as your last sentence in your introduction. Then you've got a great transition into the points that you're going to be making in your essay. So let's review. So a thesis is a roadmap for your reader, or a "this is what I'm going to write about" sentence. The best way to create a thesis is by using a chicken foot. Take the words from the prompt and use them to start your sentence. Now that may be all that you need because it may express a nice complete thought. However, if you need to, you can add a few words about the ideas that will be in your body paragraphs and add them to your thesis, for a nice, sophisticated thesis statement. Once your thesis is created, put it as your last sentence in your introduction. With an understanding of what a thesis is, you are on your way to creating an awesome essay.